Manchester United, it's pretty clear, obvious question. If Paul Pogba's fit, do you start him?
I do. I would start him. I think, obviously, he does get a lot of criticism going his way, which you can understand some of. And I think it's probably the fact from United supporters, the ability that he does have and just shown it on a more consistent basis. I think, obviously, since he's been injured, Fernandes has come in and done incredibly well. He's hit the ground running, and I think that can only benefit Paul Pogba. I think one of the situations that Manchester United have had when Paul Pogba was playing without any other playmakers around on the pitch, he was expected to do everything. Let's not forget, this is a player that got the most assists for Manchester United last season, got the most goals for Manchester United last season, and was still criticised. And I think when he first came from Juventus, he was seen as a player that was a box-to-box midfielder. Now, I don't believe, Stephen may disagree, but I don't believe there's such a thing now as box-to-box midfielders, because the game is far too quick, it's far too intense, and you're either a defensive midfielder that can dictate from deeper, or you're an attacking midfielder. And I just think that now what can happen is, from United's perspective, their biggest problem in recent years has been when teams have played against them and sat back. United haven't been able to break down the lesser teams. They've had no problems against most of the big teams because they can play on the counter-attack. Now, the added incentive now for Manchester United is that they have two playmakers in the team. So the opposition midfield can get caught between a rock and a hard place. Do they go and stop Pogba? Well, if they try and stop Pogba, he will probably be playing deeper than Fernandes. Then you leave Fernandes in space. If you go and stop Fernandes, then you leave Pogba with more space. So it could work out really well for Manchester United. And obviously Marcus Rashford coming back as well. United are one of a few teams that could actually be coming back into this situation stronger than what they finished, although they had some outstanding results.
Danny, it's a decision, as you mentioned, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What is your opinion? Do you think he's got to get this team into Champions League to hang on to the job for another year?
No, I don't think so. I think that would be very, very harsh. I think when I look at Solskjaer, you judge your manager, yes, on the results, but you also judge him on the players that he's brought in. Harry Maguire, who's now been made captain, has done really well. Wan-Bissaka, who's improving all the time as an attacking fullback. Dan James, who we know is going to be a good player. And Fernandes as well, he's been absolutely outstanding. But not just that, look at the players that have matured. Look at the players that have benefited since Solskjaer's come in. Rashford's gone up another level. Martial's gone up another level. McTominay, Fred, Matic has now found himself again. Luke Shaw. So, he's had, basically two proper transfer windows when he's been able to make his mark. And I think the problem is at United. First of all, the question marks, which I hear so often, are, what's Solskjaer ever won in the game to be given and afforded time at Manchester United? Well, Mourinho and Van Gaal won a lot of things. Near enough everything that you can win domestically, but they couldn't get it right. Now, with Solskjaer, if you get rid of him again, then you're just talking about an overturn of a huge amount of players. There's players there from 5 managers now. It can't continue. So for me, you have to give Solskjaer the opportunity. Things are getting better. There's no doubt about it. Give him the opportunity, give him the money, and let him have some continuity, because without continuity, you have nothing.
Stevie, real quick, Champions League expectations, too harsh for Manchester United and Solskjaer?
Well, they might be lucky because Man City pretty much look as though they're going to get chucked out. So they'd actually only have to finish 6th to pretty much get in, right? Something like that. Something daft.
Yeah.
Listen, again, Dan, that was a great picture you painted. All these fantastic players coming through. Daniel James hasn't scored a goal since when? I don't know. An interesting thing for me is, how is Pogba playing going to affect the dynamic of this team? Because this team was floundering before Bruno Fernandes came. He absolutely took over. It was all about him. What's going to happen to this team now? So, listen, because of Man City getting probably chucked out, it means that United could be in there. But I'll tell you what, are you really going to put your mortgage on United getting into the Champions League? I'm not.
No, I don't. I don't
leave it there
think,
for now, gentlemen.
It's going to be difficult for them to get into the Champions League. But from my perspective, when you ask the question, if they don't make the Champions League, should Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lose his job? Then 100% he shouldn't, because the problem is with United, what they've done over years, and it's been a huge issue for them. They've brought good players in, which have failed, and not necessarily down to themselves, but they've been brought in, but then there's been no role for them in the team. Solskjaer, with his transfers so far, he's gone for younger players. He's gone for players that are hungry. He's gone for players that fit the way that he wants to play. So I look at it and I think to myself, right, are we seeing progression? And I think we are seeing progression. I think what you can have with Pogba and Fernandes is two players. Obviously, a playmaker in a deeper position, one in a higher position that can actually make extra time and space for each other.
I'm going to put money on United after that, definitely.
To finish top four.
We'll leave it there for now. We'll pick this up in extra time. Danny and Stevie are back. I'm sure we'll continue the United Spurs preview. We'll also figure out our right from our left when the boys join us on extra time.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.